Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. And today we are going to be talking about self-esteem and what self-esteem is and why it's important. Hi, I'm Demi. I love personal development. It's something that I eat, sleep, and breathe. And yeah, so self-esteem is the way you see you. So, the mirror. What you think is coming out. So, if someone kind of starts telling you things and stuff as you grow up, it can program you to think a certain way and see yourself in a certain way over time as you go through, being a teenager, a child, things of that nature. And sometimes there's some entanglement and the baby you didn't integrate with teenage you, and teenage you didn't integrate with young adult you. And what I mean by that is, say if you were raised to be the kind of child to listen to everyone and listen and just obey everyone because you were a toddler and this is what you learned. And you were also a teenager and that is what you learned. And then young adult, and you start to see around maybe 25 years old, because that's when your brain fully develops. But depending on how much trauma you've experienced and stuff like that, it can differ. But I say all that to say there are certain programs that are in you that are making you behave a certain way. So the whole people pleasing thing, it can stem from many different things, but you wanting to please your parents as a kid translates, if it's not worked through, it translates to you being an adult and pleasing other people like you always wanted to please your parents. And say if your parents were never pleased with anything, then you're really dealing with that in adulthood and having reckless relationships, friendships, your social circle, just everything is just running amok, right? And so this is why I am so passionate about this work and why I'm, starting my newsletter. Some people refer to it as snail mail, and it's kind of like when you get something in the mail every month, and it could be based off of anything, but mine is to basically help you remember yourself each month. Each month is a different theme, and it has different things in it. It has fun things, then it also has a personal letter from me sharing my most vulnerable experiences and how it's molded me based on the theme and things that I've just been working on in life. So it's very intimate and fun. And it's also some things in there that help you pour into yourself as well. Some exercises that I've done that have worked for me and many other people, because I've taken courses and I've done so much work with therapy, personal development, all of the different things, and I'm putting it into this monthly newsletter. And so it has a lot of value. And yeah, it's gonna be like a small little subscription fee. And so if you're interested in knowing who you are and stepping into the person you've always wanted to be, you can go to my community part, and I have a QR code of the Google waitlist. It's a Google Forms. And you sign up for the waitlist, and the rest of the instructions are in there. So if you are curious about finding out who you are beyond the different things that were placed inside of you since you were a child, if you are ready to discover and see yourself in the most authentic way possible, then I invite you to that. And if you guys have been liking my videos, don't forget to like, and thank you guys for subscribing and supporting my page. I really appreciate it. It does go a long way. So yeah, self-esteem is the building block of your life, and it is a spectrum, or I guess I would say like this, you know, high self-esteem, low self-esteem. And where you are determines your level of success in life, in relationships, your social circle, family, everything, money, all of it is related to your self-esteem. And that is why this is important. And that is why I decided to come up with personal development through the mail. But it's fun and it's enjoyable, and you guys get to know a little bit more about me on a more deeper and intimate level, because it's a very small group. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. But more about the self-esteem piece. I've noticed that all of the childhood trauma that I had was from my childhood, obviously. But I didn't realize that that is the main piece that is in the way of me going from all the way down here to all the way up here, and being able to have the things that are part of my wildest dreams. Me being able to become the person I've always wanted to be, and do the things that I've always wanted to do. Like, it's getting in the way of that. So I remember when I first heard the words childhood trauma and breaking generational curses, and I understand it on a whole nother level, because I realize it's not just getting the money, because you can get the money, you can still have traumas that show up in a different way. If you don't get to the root of the issue, you can have problems in your life no matter what's going on. And so that is what I'm about. I'm about being the person who is able to have the money, but able to keep the money and also be mentally and emotionally happy and take care of their body too. And I care so much about it that I think that everybody can have it all if you work on those foundations. You can have it all. And I am definitely a walking testimony of it, because I've seen it in my life in a way that you can explain it, but it's so much better to just see it in your own life. You just have to see it. And so, yeah. But this work is everything to me, and your self-esteem is how you see you. And as you become, and that's the thing, all the things that I talk about are going to be in the newsletters every single month. So you kind of have no choice if you actually do the work and, you know, have fun. And it's just a time for you to like pour into yourself once a month. You're not journaling for 3 weeks and 4 weeks and all that. It's just once a month, you know? And so, and I'm going to be doing it with you guys, because why not? This is what I love to do. So, yeah. I'm really excited about this, because this is something that, like, I don't even care if it flops. I don't care. I love it so much. It doesn't matter. This is like a piece of me that I'm just putting out there. And like, sure. Sure it works. Sure it doesn't. Who cares? I care. That's all that matters. And when you have a higher level of self-worth and self-esteem, you really do become unshakable, because nothing really matters except for what you truly care about. And it's on a level in which you are just not affected anymore. It doesn't bother you. You're not triggered anymore. Because when you have high self-esteem, what I've noticed is you are more inside of your body. You're not really in your mind as much, which is great. Because when you're in your mind a lot, it can lead to it's not good for you. Your mind is made to protect you. That's it. That's it. It's not meant to narrate your life, tell you what to do. No. It's not what your mind was meant to do. No. Your brain was made to keep you safe. There are plenty of articles you could do research on that and learn for yourself. But I'm here to tell you firsthand, I know what it's like to go from letting your brain and your thoughts lead your life and letting your body and your heart lead your life. And awareness lead your life. That is high self-esteem. That is a part of it. Because as you knock down and process all of the different traumas, like, let me give you an example, and I'm gonna give you guys a really, really, really juicy example that's changed my life. And it's based off of abuse that happened in my childhood. And when you process it from a higher perspective, and when I mean higher perspective, it's more of like a bird's eye view. You're looking at the situation from a bird's eye view, and you're looking at the kid or whoever or whatever's going on from here. And when you look at it from here, you're able to understand that, oh, okay, I am not horrible. I'm actually worthy. I'm actually loved. This situation is just happening here. It's not happening right now. It's happening here. And so when we remember that we're not here anymore, because a lot of people are still stuck here. They're stuck in the situation. Like, their brain is still operating as if the thing is still happening, like the abuse is still happening, and it's not. And so when you're able to process it, many different ways to do that, and you can subscribe to my newsletter to figure out, how to do that. And once you realize that this isn't happening anymore, once your brain and the situation, and you realize that, and you're able to forgive, and because it already happened, you don't have to go through that again. You just have to reprocess it that one time, look at it from up here, and realize, okay, that situation happened. Can we forgive them? Can we forgive yourself? And can we reprogram this? How can we reframe this? Because this isn't happening. So what do we want to think about ourselves right now? And that's what it looks like. And after I processed that, my love life changed, my relationships changed, the way I speak to people changed, the way that people speak to me changed, the way I express myself changed. My nervous system is not as shot as it used to be. Like, so many things. That roadblock that is like deep in here, it needs to be looked at. and processed because it's holding you back and you don't realize that. And that's something that I've always wanted to know for the longest. How can I, what is the thing? And like, I would just be on the internet just going to deep dives, and I'd find a page and I'd find a guru and I'd find until I actually found something where I was like, wait, what? Like, I think I was online looking at like hypnotherapy. Somebody said that like, I did hypnotherapy and I ended up losing so much weight. I got my life together and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how does that work? And then I just did it. I just kept, like, I just really wanted to know. I really wanted to know what was up with me. Because I'm like, what is going on? There has to be a way. Like, I just knew. I feel like deep down, I knew there was something. I didn't have the evidence yet. I didn't have the research. But now I have the research. Now it's like, okay, there's no excuses anymore. Let's do the work. And that is like my mindset about this work. And that is why I am so passionate about it, because I got down to the nitty-gritty just because I wanted to. And I really feel like that is why I'm here. This is why I was alive. This is why I'm born. And this is something that I truly love, and it makes me light up every single day. Anybody can bring up a conversation about personal development. I'll listen now. I'm not really like a chatterbox like I used to be, because I realized what that was actually about too. So that's the thing about personal development, inner work, and working on yourself. Once you see certain things, you can't unsee it. And it's like, you just can't go back, essentially. So yeah, but it's a can't go back in a good way, because it really does have one of the greatest payoffs I've ever seen. So, yeah. So, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this video. Don't forget to like, and thank you guys so much for subscribing to my page. I really appreciate that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.